Well, hey there, folks. Welcome to this special late Saturday afternoon matinee edition of the Mike Seibert Radio podcast. I am your host, and this afternoon, what I'm going to do is I'm hanging out at home. I've got a little bit of extra time. Lucky happens to be out of town, and since I can't figure out a way to do anything productive, I thought I would do something productive and do some content for you. So I'm going to do a handful of things in this live stream. Um, well, Nick is already ahead of the curve. I was going to say, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang out here for a few, probably going to be here for a couple hours. So it's not necessarily linear in terms of like stuff that I'm doing. I'm just going to hang out, maybe answer some questions. So if you want to jump in the chat, regardless of what platform you're watching on, yeah, no, it's fine. um, I'm gonna mute the chat for a sec. Sorry, I'm sitting there looking at what Nick is posting. So anyway, so Nick has already joined the chat, asking me if any comic books or graphic novels in the box, or is it all toys? And then apologizes for not getting our 3-hour podcast out. I'll talk about all that in just a sec, but I know it's this is what it's going to be like for the next few hours. So if you want to hang out and join in the chat, this is streaming on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and all of that other stuff. There may be squirrels outside to distract me. We may be visited by our cats. Mr. Tater and Missy might stop by, but what I'm going to do in this live stream for the next couple hours is just gonna kind of hang out, chat. But I have a literally an entire table full of stuff to unbox. I think almost all of it is toys. There might be a couple other non-toy related thing, but I think it's mostly like action figures. It's a combination of stuff that I've acquired. Well, it's mostly stuff I've acquired over the last few months, going back to March. I've got some TFCon stuff. I never really did like a TFCon LA unboxing or merch post or anything like that. So I've got some of that stuff handy, and we'll go through some of that just for fun. But yeah, really, it's just kind of like an opportunity for me to do some content because I haven't done a new episode of my podcast since KGRG's Vinylthon back at the end of April. So it felt like it was time. A couple programming notes, some housekeeping. I am currently working on my Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness episode. I know a few folks have been asking about it, and I put a poll up on Twitter. I wasn't going to do one initially. I figured by the time I got to it, everyone would have seen the movie and didn't really need more content related to it between like various podcasts and YouTube and things like that. But it sounds like that's what folks want, so that's what I'll get. I hope to have that done by the end of the weekend. That's probably what I'm going to work on tomorrow, since I'm doing this here today. Also, I when I do these live streams and this type of content, I try to do stuff that's weirdly experimental, just to kind of challenge myself and give myself stuff to do. So you can't see it here in this shot yet, but I've actually got another camera set up so that when I actually do the unboxings, it's going to be like you'll be able to like see it on the table, kind of like, I'm not a toy reviewer. I'm not even really a YouTuber. I'm just kind of like a knucklehead podcaster that likes to mess around with video from time to time. Um, so anyway, um, so that's kind of what we're going to do. We're just I'm gonna go until the box or until the table is empty, or until I get bored, or you get bored, or it gets to be nighttime and it's time for me to make some dinner. But yeah, no, we're just gonna hang out for a couple hours. You are welcome to pop in and pop out. Um, and one last thing, the presentation that I'm doing here is not going to be smooth. There's going to be like some like awkward transitions and me just kind of trying to figure that out. And really, I'm just doing it for fun. So what I'm thinking I might be able to do, depending upon the quality of the video, is take some of the unboxing stuff, chop that out of this live stream, and make it as separate videos on YouTube. I haven't really done enough of that, but I've noticed that the couple times I've done that, the those videos seem to do okay. So like when I did the transform element OP leader, not Optimus Prime, broke that out as a separate video. Folks seem to like it and watch it. Um I'm hoping to kind of do that on a larger level here, but we'll see, because I don't know if I'm going to be actually transforming a whole lot of Transformers. We'll see how it goes. Um, so yeah, so Nick is already blowing up the chat. Any comic books or graphic novels in the boxes, or is it all toys? Oh, I addressed that. It's mostly toys. Um, so other content I've been doing recently. So I mentioned I did that, the last episode of the podcast was for Vinylthon, and that ended up being a really cool event. That was at the end of April. Vinylthon was a college radio focused event where college radio stations, including 89.9 KGRG, were playing vinyl records. And I did a interview with Andrea from KGRG and Ann Smith from the Retro Emporium. They had a little event down at the store where the KGRG DJs came and hung around and mostly kept to themselves. But it was a neat event. Unfortunately, I was working a double, so I wasn't able to make it down. But I was going somewhere with that. Maybe not. Oh, um, other stuff I've been doing recently. I was recently a guest on the Excelsior Journeys podcast with George Soroy. He's a dude I connected with last year when he was gearing up to do his 35th anniversary retrospective miniseries on Transformers the movie, which turned out really, really cool. But I had him on my show, so now it's taken several months, but now he's returned the favor and invited me to be on his show. So that was a ton of fun and ended up being accidentally one of the most personal interviews I've ever given. I talked about a lot of stuff that I have talked about in different places, but not necessarily um, consecutively or consistently, all at the same time. So check out that episode. I've shared it, but I could probably stand to share it again in the group and on my socials. But that was really good. I am thinking about doing a companion piece follow up, because like more or less like I've listened to George's show before, and he has a certain questions that he asks his guests, but this was one of those things where he asked me um only like a couple things, and I had enough notes to where I just kind of ran off to the races, kind of gave him the day off and just chatted for like an hour and a half or something like that. Pretty long episode, but a really good listen if you're interested in some of the Mike Cyber origin story type of stuff. So anyway, um, I was hoping to work on a follow up to that. I have not quite done that yet. I might be doing that next week or somewhere beyond. The cool part about that kind of content is that it's pretty evergreen, and I can always tell those stories later. But speaking of some of those stories, I was invited to the Pod Shed, the Around Seattle Pod Shed, and had a really great visit with my buddy Nick. He is starting to do some podcasting. He's talked to some stand-up comedians and had me over, and we did a lot of drinking and a lot of chatting about comics. We visited for like 4 hours and just he had hit play and just let it run. Um, he's been working on editing that and getting it out. In the chat here, he says, "My bad, Mike, for not getting out our 3 hour, 3+ hour podcast out," which you know uh, that's okay. For a variety of reasons. One, because like we chatted for 4 hours and I'm sure there's a lot of editing to do. There's maybe like 2 hours of good content in there, but the conversations were fun and it was kind of a even more granular follow-up to some of the stuff I talked about with George. Like I even got deeper into my fandom of KISW and some of the more local Seattle radio stuff. So yeah, so it was a really good hang. We actually talked way more about comic books than we did Transformers. I in fact I don't know if Transformers even actually came up in the conversation like at all. But anyway, it was a really great conversation. So whenever that becomes available, I will be sure and boost it and make sure that you have the opportunity to see that as well. Let's see. Um, Nick also asked in the chat, "Will you be imbibing on any beverages while streaming?" Well, I got a jug of water. And not for nothing, like I said, so this is a live stream where I'm just going to be kind of like hanging out for the next couple hours. So there might be times I get up and leave. I might just leave and let the stream run. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we'll see. Oh fuck. No, it's just water. Just keep me hydrated. Um, I mean, I guess depending upon how the evening goes, I might end up breaking out something a little heavier. But for right now, no, I think I think everything is copacetic there. All right, so well, shoot, where do we want to start? Okay, well, oh, well, first, let me introduce the new gimmick I'm doing here for this particular episode. So, as I said, I mentioned I have a another camera set up, and we'll click on that and switch the source. And oh, hey, look at that! So as I start unboxing stuff, we'll kind of see it displayed here. So that'll be kind of cool. But the thing that's also fun about this, I really hope I don't mess this up, but it also gives me a little bit of a Saturday Night Live. Oh Jesus, nobody needs to see that. My God. Um, I was gonna say that it was gonna give me a Saturday Night Live flyby, but yeah, now that we've seen my my chubby tummy, I don't think we'll be doing that anymore. Yeah, that when I was messing around earlier, that seemed to work a little better, but whatever. Um, anyhow, all right. So, yeah, let's just start messing with stuff. Um, what do we want to start with? Let's see. Let's. Well, actually, I think the stuff I want to start with is some stuff that because like when I put stuff on the box, I didn't really sort it at all. So I guess let me find some stuff that I got before TFCon and then kind of like during TFCon, and I'll just kind of like dig stuff out. So anyway, let's start with and I'm not going to do a full unboxing on it, but I want to show you what is probably going to be kind of foundational for the stuff I'm going to talk about, because that this is actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do this here at home. But yeah, so I got myself a Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream. Now this guy here. Oh, look at that! Oh my gosh, it works. So yeah, so I'm not going to do a rant about packaging and boxes, especially with regards to the Studio Series 86 line. But I think I'm saving that rant for a different episode. I think I have something in mind. As you might recall, I have like a Studio Series 86 Transformers the movie shrine in our basement room. And with the new packaging changes, um, I've run into a little bit of existential crisis with regards to how my display is going to fix. I've come up with some solutions, and I'll talk about that sometime later. But yeah, no, I just kind of wanted to show off this box. It's just a box. It's like Metal Gear. Oh, it's just a box. Um, this guy is dusty and sealed. So that is a sealed box. But it's like, well, hey, wait a sec, Mike. I think you've been posting some pictures and stuff. Um, so we're gonna. So I mentioned earlier that the stuff that I'm going to share with you here now is a combination of pre-orders and impulse buys. So what happened is I did a pre-order through either Hasbro Pulse or Amazon. I don't remember where to get Coronation Starscream. But then later, while I was out shopping, I found him in the wild. But then after I bought this, I kind of forgot to cancel my pre-order, and literally the next day, um, this guy shows up. So much like how in August of 1986, when I was 7 years old and got to go see the Transformers the movie twice in theaters, I now have two Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscreams. So I wanna. Oh, you know what I should have done? What I should have done is put the stuff back in the box so I can do an unboxing for you. But we're here now. So as you can see, it's a box, a windowless box, so you don't actually know what's in it. The tape was sealed though, so I mean it's like I don't know if there's Mountain Dew in here like people are finding with their laser primes, but when you take the stuff out of the box, it's it's a lot of cardboard and a lot of non-plastic ties, which I think is pretty cool. So I know I said I'm not going to talk a lot about packaging here, but Hasbro is really leaning towards not moving away from having plastic in their packaging. So that's part of why they're moving more to windowless boxes. And in some stuff that you'll see in a little bit, they're even doing open boxes with no windows. But anyway, so this is the tray that all of the Starscream stuff comes in. There's the instruction book. Throw all this all off to the side. Put this guy back over here. But the reason why I want to show this to you is anybody who knows me. Oh, let's get this out of here. Get this guy out of here. Obviously, clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. Um, every bit of discourse regarding Coronation Starscream has involved the accessories that he comes with. So, first you have a cardboard backdrop that is a really good representation of the Decepticon Hall of Heroes, where Starscream very briefly is crowned king of the Decepticons, and within that you get Starscream action figure, and he is really cool. It's a um, it's a reuse, a retool of the Starscream figure from the Earthrise line, which that's a great figure that I didn't have already. So some folks were salty about this guy being a reuse and a repack. Um, he does have some slightly different paint apps. I don't have the other figure, so I can't do a comparison for you. But yeah, man, no, he's a great figure, and he's got all the accessories that you want for a Transformers the movie Coronation Starscream. He's got the crown, he's got the cape. I love that the cape has extra joints in it for some extra posability. He's also got the shoulder pads. So this by itself should be what's in the box, and that would be fine. There's your Coronation Starscream. He's got the background. Looks like he stepped right out of Transformers the movie from 1986. But we all know that that's not all it comes with. And we know that it's a pretty big box. The other thing that this dude comes with is a big hunky purple chair. It's a big purple chair. So this is I don't know if it's officially called this, but I call it the Nemesis throne. Um, it's a chair, but what it is well, it's what it is awesome. But no, it's the captain chair, not even necessarily a throne. It's a captain seat for the starship that the Decepticons make in the uh, last episode of the pilot of the cartoon, More Than Meets the Eye Part 3. So when they go to, blast off and leave the Earth to go back to Cybertron, this is what Megatron is sitting on. Wait a sec, is that true? Or maybe it's the other way around, where like this is the seat that he's in earlier in the cartoon. I'm a little fuzzy. I don't remember off the top of my head. My point being is that I've been salty about this since it was announced. This entire set is well, when it first came out, it retailed for $50. I think currently it's up to like 55. You might still be able to get it for 50 um depending upon where it is or where you can find it. I mean, um it's it's an overstuffed box set that at the time I perceived that a pack in was there to boost the price. And I was really mad about it. I almost didn't buy this figure, which is kind of ironic now that I have two. But this guy, which is a Voyager scale action figure, retails for $30. And then you throw in this guy and the accessories to boost the price point up to $50. Felt a little cash grabby to me. And as I said, I was really mad about it. Or not really mad, but I was salty about it until I got it. Until I opened up the box and started playing with all of it. This set, I think the Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream might be in the running for toy of the year. Which I think that's already happened because I think it's a toy from last year, but I don't know what even is time. Um, but I got it this year. So my point is that this set is a lot of fun. First of all, this Earthrise styled Starscream is the best Seeker mold. I've had more than a couple folks tell me that. Again, I don't have the other versions, so your mileage may vary, but I've had more than a couple of folks that I trust tell me that this is a terrific Seeker mold. So I've converted him back and forth once. Um, it was pretty intuitive, pretty fun. I'm not going to do it here, but again, he does what I want him to do. The his hand comes out the way that you want it to, as it's illustrated on the box and as he does in the movie. So that's really cool. But what I've discovered, and a lot of other folks on Twitter have discovered as well, is that this dude's just fun to mess with, but more than that, his accessories are fun. So, like, there's a couple different accounts on Twitter. There's Starscream's Taylor, which takes the crown and puts it on different figures, which is a lot of fun. Sometimes they can get the shoulder pads to fit on different figures, but the main thing, and I've had a lot of fun with this as well, is the cape detaches, and it has a 5 millimeter plug on it, so that any figure, and there are a lot of them, any figure with a 5 millimeter port on them, either on their back or somewhere else, the the cape can plug into. That's not where that goes. Um, so yeah, so there's a lot of folks that have been messing around with their various figures. I've been doing it also, and getting a lot of play value just from the cape and the crown and the shoulder pads and all that, in addition to Starscream being a awesome figure. But the I can't believe I'm saying this. So I'm saying this on a live stream. Somebody mark the time, but I love the chair. It has so much play value, and I've had so much fun with it. So much so to where I've actually started a new Twitter account of my own called Starscream's Throne. The handle is at ScreamerChair86. And basically, what I've been doing over the last couple months is just grabbing various figures from my display and putting them in the chair. And and it's been tons of fun, and the response to that account has been pretty great. So I never expected to have so much fun with a dumb purple chair that I was mad about it being packed in and spiking the price point. So I went from thinking that this box set is a ripoff to it being not only a screaming deal, but probably my favorite toy of the year, just based on the again, the play value that I've gotten out of the throne and the cape. um I don't mess around with the shoulder pads as much as some other folks, but I mean, it is just so much fun. Like, there's a bunch of ports on the back of the chair, so this is his spare set of guns for when he's not wearing the shoulder pads, because his arm cannons, not null rays, his arm cannons are fixed on a part on the on his actual shoulder pad, and not his arm specifically, like his bicep or upper arm, like is traditionally presented. Um, but the way the chair is set up, it has several ports on it, so you can put a bunch of different accessories. There's a little storage compartment underneath. But I mentioned about the plugs. That so there's a 5 millimeter plug on the cape, and there's a 5 millimeter port on the back of the seat. So yes, Starscream's throne can wear Starscream's cape, which is which is pretty awesome. But anyway, I've probably talked way more about this than I've anticipated already, but uh, again, it is just so much fun. And so what my new measurement of fun with new toys is how well it interacts with Starscream's throne and to an extent the cape. So expect to see more of that as we go through this unboxing. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to um, show you guys this stuff before we got too much further. So I'm gonna take I'll put the throne over here. We'll move the backdrop away. Oh, and so I haven't decided if I'm gonna open this one or not. I don't know why I would want to have a sealed windowless box. Maybe I can unpack that and discuss that in upcoming legislation about packaging in the Studio Series 86 line. Like I said, I'm not gonna mess around with it today, but one of the requests that I got though, and I don't think they realized I had a second one, but folks will send the Starscream Throne Twitter account requests sometimes. Sometimes I have the figures, oftentimes I don't, but I've I've gotten to be good friends with some of the other fashion um excuse me with some of the other more fashionable uh Transformers toy Twitter accounts. Anyway, um and yeah, no, I think that's about it for Coronation Starscream. Let's oh, I did that thing where I told a story and then didn't it went nowhere and I forgot about it. I got a request on the Starscream's Throne Twitter account asking, can Starscream's throne sit in Starscream's throne? Well, I would have to open this to find out. I don't I do kind of want that picture though. I just don't know if I want to unseal the box just for that. So we'll see if I decide to do that or not. Okie dokie. So right before I went to TFCon in March, that's 2 months ago now. My God, literally 2 months ago. Okay, so yeah, so this is roughly 2 months worth of stuff. Um, Literally the morning that I left, I got a delivery from Amazon, and in there I got this nerdy little boy, a Studio Series 86 Perceptor. Now, I got him from Amazon, and I actually have not messed with him yet. So this is going to be our actual first unboxing of the day, I guess, because yeah, he's sealed. I have not opened him. Um, but yeah, again, I've said this a half dozen times already. I'm not going to talk about packaging, but I'm going to talk about packaging a little bit. So this is one of the first figures along with Coronation Starscream of like the new style of packaging. Now this guy still has a window. This figure still has a window, a plastic window in it, but the box is significantly smaller than the previous deluxe class figures. And what I should have done is brought one of those over for comparisons, but this is um I didn't think to do that. So yeah, so there is a Perceptor in his box, and so yeah, let's wipe the dust off of this guy and see what's inside. Letter opener. We'll slit the tape there. Now, I should also mention that I received this package from Amazon and they shipped it in a bag. They didn't put it in a box. And as such, all the corners are smushed in. There's a dumb sticker on top. I didn't open this for the longest time because I wasn't sure if I wanted to send it back or not. And then I decided that I think I would just rather have the figure than worrying about sending it back, doing the return to Amazon, and then taking my chances on trying to find him somewhere else. I have no idea if Perceptor is uh available or plentiful or what, but I got him now. So, but yeah, before I take him out, let's take a look at this box art here. I love this illustration, and I especially enjoy the one on the side here. The lighting's really washing that out. Um, we'll try that. Oh, hey, that's not so bad. Yeah, I really like the expression on his face, and I don't know, I just think it's a really cool, um I just think it's neat art. So anyway, yeah, let's take this dude out and see what's going on here. Okay. So he just kinda slips out of the box there, as you can see. Oh, that's unfortunate. He's kinda weirdly posed there. So, actually, hey, I'm glad I'm unboxing this here with you because like I did have some questions about like kind of how the backdrops were going to work. Because like so far all of the Studio Series 86 figures and even like the Studio Series Bayverse figures have had a background, and so I was curious about how that was going to reconcile with the new style of packaging. But so I'm going to set this guy off to the side for now. You can see there's spot for his gun as well as his microscope. But going back to the box, if you take a look inside and also on the back here, you can see that he does indeed have a backdrop, and I appreciate that this backdrop, this scene is incredibly movie accurate. I mean, so like this is the rally point where Perceptor rolls up and says, Ultra Magnus, a cursory evaluation of Decepticon capability indicates a distinct tactical deficiency. And impatiently, Ultra Magnus says, in other words, and then Springer, because he's dope, says we're outnumbered. Anyway, so there's the stand there inside the box. So this dude is all suspended to the card with these plastic ties, and good lord, I don't know if you could see these or not, but there are dozens of not dozens, but like a bunch of these little plastic points here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scissors and we'll trim some of these guys here. Okay. So that's one. So I would imagine if I end up repurposing any of this for a video, I don't know, do something to make this less tedious for you to watch. Because literally you're just watching me trimming ties. I don't know if we're going to untie all of the figures that I've got going on here, because it seems that I am talking a lot and not really burning through the boxes. So I don't know if that's what you're in the mood for content wise. Feel free and let me know in the chat. But anyway, so there's this guy over here. Ooh, buddy, where do I want to cut that? I'm gonna try to cut that at the shoulder here. It's tricky with these ties because you don't necessarily want to Um, you don't want to cut it so close to the figure where it could potentially damage it. But anyway, I think he is mostly free here. But it looks like I've missed one. Oh, his there's one more at his waist here. So let's cut that. We'll cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Okay. And he should no, he's still hung up on something. Oh, there we go. There we go. There was one last tie there. So okay, so freed from his cardboard prison here. We'll set the figure off to the side for just a quick sec. Um, I'm glad that this isn't the backdrop. It is kind of weird that they printed the cardboard twice. Um, so Hasbro is trying to minimize plastic use, but it seems they're totally okay with more cardboard use, which is also kind of funny because I think there's a cardboard shortage as well. Oh, that's starting to rip. Okay. I'm trying to get this dude's gun out of here. All right, there we go. So the gun is free. This lumpy thing will go back in the box. So there's a Perceptor there. And put his gun in his hand there. Oh, that is a nice snug fit. Oh, that's cool. So the I almost said telescope. The microscope arm has some pretty cool ratcheting articulation to it, and fits very nicely over his shoulder to kind of give him that cartoon accurate look. I really like the face sculpt. I really like the colors. I really like this figure. I haven't even messed with him yet, obviously, but it's the right proportions. Again, like the colors, the deco. It's this is exactly what I want a Transformers the movie Perceptor to look like. I can practically hear Paul Eiding's voice fretting about navigational probabilities. Um, but the thing I did notice, and I don't know much about this figure, but I see some plastic through the on either end, and I wonder if you can actually like look through this thing. So let's see what we got going on here. I cannot see a darn thing. In fact, actually the plastic is opaque that yeah, I don't think you can actually see through this. What do you think? Yeah, I didn't think so. Um but yeah, no, he's got some really tight joints. Looks like he's got a lot of articulation. I like that he has his G1 accurate tank treads on there. Um, yeah, this guy's going to be a lot of fun to mess with. But like I had mentioned previously, and the reason why I wanted to show you Coronation Starscream first is because we're going to take a look and see how Perceptor looks with Starscream's accessories. Well, first, let me get this garbage out of here. Talk amongst yourselves. The thing I didn't think of. Okay. What am I doing? Put this guy up here. Okay. Trying to see if I can get him to stand in his own little backdrop, but I don't think he can because I don't think that the space at the bottom here is big enough to accommodate his cannon. So right now he's leaned back. Now maybe if I mess with him a little more and do a little more posing, I might be able to get him to fit better. But let's oh jeez. I forgot where I was leaving stuff. So let's bring in the Starscream stuff. First of all, the cape, as I said, it's got a 5 millimeter port on or post on there, and I think, oh man, so we're gonna see here in real time if Starscream's cape fits on Studio Series 86 Perceptor, and it sure does. Um, Fits in pretty nicely, and a little bow-legged there. But yeah, check that out. So yeah, so he um the cape is a little taller than his legs. But what I have discovered is through just a little bit of posing, you can kind of get around that. The cape has a little bit of give. The angle is not super great here because of where I've got the camera, but yeah, man, check that out. So yeah, so the I'm definitely gonna take a better picture of that and share it later. Very very cool. And again, just enhanced play value just from the dumb cape. Now let's see if he sits in the chair, and I think, man, these legs are tight. I think. Oh, oh, see, we got the same problem with the scope here. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so and again, that is unfortunately the problem with this camera angle. But yeah, no, he sits in there. So I'll futz with him a little more. Maybe do some better posing. But yes, Studio Series 86 Perceptor can fit in Starscream's throne. Um, yeah, that's pretty dope. I really like that. I really like this figure. I've always kind of liked Perceptor. You know, he's a sweet nerdy boy. Um, but yeah, no, tons of fun. Okie dokie. So we are gonna set Perceptor off to the side here. So I will I'll move the throne back here, move the cape back here, and so yeah, so we're just gonna put. Okay, I'm not gonna put all this stuff back in the box. I'm just gonna set it off to the side and throw all that on the ground. What is next? Well, actually, I'll pause for a brief moment and just see how make sure everything is going on social media, like if making sure everything is going according to plan. Come join me, unbox stuff. Okay. And is this thing streaming on the YouTube? Okay, great. Good, good, good. It's like, but you're streaming, but you're not talking. Yeah, I know, it's fine. That's a cool part about a live stream is like, we're just again, super casual, just hanging out. But again, if you would like to comment in the chat, anything you want me to talk about, yeah, let me know. But with that, I think we will continue. And I'm kind of going all over the road here, but um, this is a figure that I picked up after TFCon, so I'm not going chronologically, but this was a figure I picked up impulsively while I was at Target. Ironically enough, the morning I went to go see the Morbius. Um, it was a 10 o'clock screening, so I had some time in the early morning before I got there. Target had just restocked their stuff, and I bought too many figures, all of which you're going to see here. But let's start with, and you can see I've already opened him, but Legacy Blaster, or Kingdom Blaster in a Legacy box. Um, so this is one of those packaging that is the new style of windowless packaging, like we were talking about earlier with Perceptor. He still has a window. Blaster does not. Um, so I've since unboxed him and all of that, but I'm being very silly with it. I don't know why I'm doing it that way. Okay, let's get to the unboxing, and I want to talk about this figure a little more with you. So there's a slightly better angle on his box. The thing that I want to comment on is that, again, Hasbro is doing this style of packaging to minimize the amount of plastic used. I like it, no problem. But at a time where they are at a time when they were making the Studio Series deluxe class boxes smaller, well, and the Voyagers as well, when they're making the boxes smaller, why is it that this box is smaller and this one is still pretty big? And you know, I'm a box collector, and I like displaying things in package, and I'm kind of frustrated by the legacy packaging. I love the vibe and aesthetic. I love the colors. I love like the whole kind of like synth wavy type of vibe, and I like the box art, but I don't like how it presents after it's been opened. So I have since freed Blaster from his ties, so you don't have to watch me cut everything again. But it's frustrating because, like, well, one, I think I could pull him out that way. Mostly, I don't know. Hopefully, his head doesn't come off. But I don't know how to display this. Do I display it like that? That looks kind of dopey with like this extra chunk at the top here. You can see this chunk in the back here where he kind of sat up and back. Well, actually, let me get this. Let me get this open so you can see what I'm talking about. Um, oh, that just all comes right out. So yeah, he has a cardboard backing, and you can see where like all the ties were significantly less than Perceptor, ironically enough. But he has this notch in his back that fit here, basically. So it was like that, a little spot for his legs, slot for his gun, and I think eject just kind of was taped into the side there. So he sits on the card that way, which I don't like. I don't know. It really kind of bugs me. Apollo just threw in the chat. You could add a small riser in the box so he's up higher. That's actually a really good idea. Um, but I don't know. Well, actually, I could probably just grab some like scrap cardboard or something just to kind of like boost his feet up. But it's frustrating that you have to invest in more packaging to display stuff in the packaging, if that makes sense. Now, again, I'm kind of out of my mind. It's like, I buy transforming robot toys to display them in the box. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I think a more elegant solution would be just to kind of minimize the cardboard, and I'm not exactly sure why they didn't do that. I haven't purchased enough legacy figures in this size class to know if that's something common, or if it might just be with Blaster, because he is a repack from the previous line, from the Kingdom line. So maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know. But regardless, this figure's great. Um, Again, they're just I really appreciate the very screen accurate aesthetic. Um, I was talking with some buddies recently, and he he's not specifically a retool of Soundwave, but there are some shared parts, I think. I can't necessarily identify all of them, but like his transformation is very similar. And like on his back here, this this butt flap is very similar to Soundwave. So there's a lot of shared engineering and a lot of shared parts within here, but this is still a really cool representation of Blaster. I don't have anything bad to say about it. So he comes with his gun. He's got his trusty electro scrambler. Um, he also, you might not be able to see it here as readily apparent, but his that's either a trigger finger. The way his finger is extended there, it's either as a trigger finger or as a um, spot to press his own buttons on his abdomen, very similar to how Soundwave has his eject button over on top of his shoulder that works. So, and I mentioned shared engineering and shared parts. This also has a spring-loaded um, door. This is a lot of clear plastic, but this portion, the yellow portion here, is all solid plastic. So there is the clear plastic window, but it's not. But this is the yellow portion is plastic as well, so it's not clear plastic that's been painted. So that's pretty cool. He also has a little cassette dude, little cassette buddy. Um, I kind of like the War for Cybertron and Legacy cassettes, um, because like the proportions are kind of funny. They just end up being like stubby little fellas. See if I can get his head out here. Um, I know I said I wasn't going to do a lot of transforming, but and I'm still not. I can't futz with this guy right now, but he fits. Um, I was about to say he fits very cleanly inside Blaster's chest, and then I was having some trouble getting it in Blaster's chest. That's not as clean as it was when I was messing with it earlier. I promise you, he fits in there. So anyway, yeah. So he's I really like it. Um, and it brings up a question that, again, I don't want to necessarily litigate here, don't want to necessarily unpack here. You have um you have Blaster, who is in Transformers the movie, but he's in the Kingdom line and now in Legacy. On the other hand, you have his buddy Perceptor, who was also in the movie and is also a season 2 character, but gets a Studio Series 86 figure. What is the difference? I mean, I'm sure somebody smarter than me in the content creation community could, through their relationships with Hasbro, could explain pack assortments and what goes into what assortment. But the point I want to make here is that these two figures look really good together. Um, and I tweeted this recently, but I think that because of their role of in that first part of the movie, that Blaster and Perceptor are as much movie characters as the new characters, like say like Ultra Magnus or Cup or Hot Rod or RC Springer. Um, and it kind of inspires a question of who is and who isn't a 86 movie character. So like one of the first Studio Series 86 figures was Jazz. I don't consider Jazz to be a movie character. He's in the movie, he has lines, but he doesn't really play a prominent role. Same with Cliffjumper. He and Jazz are hanging out on the moon base, and they're characters from the 84 line that made it through. But I guess in the case of Perceptor and Blaster, I think because they are featured so prominently in the movie. In fact, this is why I think Blaster is a movie character. One of the cool things, and again, it's kind of taken for granted 36 years later, but that scene in the movie is the first reveal that Blaster has tapes. So Blaster was a season 2 character, and he faces off with Soundwave and Autobop, and they intentionally kind of keep the tapes out of the fight because at that point Blaster didn't have any tapes. They didn't come out until 1986. So that first scene in the movie when Perceptor and Blaster are being attacked in the crow's nest by the tapes, Rumble, Frenzy, Ravage, and Ratbat, um, it was actually a really cool reveal where Perceptor's like, "Run, Blaster, save yourself!" And then, I threw the tape in the done pile already, but he has this cool moment where he side kicks Ravage away, and he's like, "No way, two can play," and pops a chest and unleashes his own little dudes. Um, that it's so odd, but that's actually, like, one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I like the tapes, and I like the size and scale. I like that they're just, they're miscreants. They're hooligans, and I liked, how that's portrayed in that scene in the movie, um, especially showcasing the size difference between Blaster and Perceptor and the cassettes. Point being, I'm glad that I've got these two together, um, but I can't quite figure out how I'm going to display them yet because again, they have two different boxes and two different lines. Now, you could say, well, just throw away the boxes and display them exactly the way you have them right now, which I may end up doing. But anyway, these guys look really cool together. I like that Perceptor is just a little bit smaller than Blaster. And I think they scale together pretty well. I'd have to watch the movie again to see if they scale this way when they're together, but Blaster is a big dude. In fact, actually, his G1 toy is massive and like towers over everybody. He's like twice as big as Optimus Prime. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah. So let me set these guys off to the side, and yeah, just for funsies, I want to show you those boxes again. So yeah, so it's like if I'm displaying boxes, there's no way I can put these on the same shelf side by side. It just looks so incongruous. And in another episode I'm going to do at another time where I'm talking more about the Studio Series 86 line and the change in packaging and how I feel about it. Um, I want to kind of get into the debate about whether these quote unquote movie characters should be repacked into Studio Series 86 boxes, but we'll do that a different day. All right. So all right. So let's see what's next. Oh no, he is a TF con. Um oh hey, do we want to open this guy? So at that same Target run, I also got myself, speaking of Studio Series, got myself a movie Soundwave. And I grabbed this figure literally on impulse. Um, it was I think it's a little harder to find, and so I just got caught up in it. It's like I grabbed Blaster, I grabbed this guy, and then since I'm talking about it, I may as well bring him over. I also grabbed myself Silver Streak, aka Blue Streak. His box is over in the corner. I'm not going to bother taking it out and showing you, but ironically enough, this was the figure I went to Target for, to to look for, and so I found him, and I think he's kind of peg warming now. Like, I mean, it's like it was kind of hard to find at first, but then yeah, now you can get him everywhere, I think. Um, but yeah, so yeah, let's talk about a couple things. One, let's talk about Blue Streak briefly. So yeah, so he's cool. This silver, blue, and black deco is really cool. I'm not crazy about the white. It's fine, but yeah, it's not my favorite. And this this figure, this is actually the first Dotson mold I got of the current line. So I don't have Prowl or Smokescreen or Blue Streak or Barricade. Um, I've heard mixed results about this particular mold, and I kind of echo those mixed results. He's fine. I don't necessarily have anything bad to say about it, but the um the conversion isn't as fun as I was hoping for. So like when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of the Dotson mold, and not necessarily the characters though. I mean, I like Prowl fine. Blue Streak didn't necessarily have a whole lot of character, but I was completely taken with the aesthetic of the Datsun Z car, and I really liked how the car looked, and I really liked how the character model of that mold looked. But um yeah, I don't know. I I was kind of hoping that this figure would be just as fun as Sideswipe, and that maybe I would be inspired to build a Datsun army just like I've built a Sideswipe army, and I'm not. Um I like it fine, but I don't like it enough to go find more. Conversely, like when I got deep cover, uh, a blue deep cover last year, the blue sideswipe mold, I really love that figure, and it really inspired me to geez, really inspired me to check out more of that mold and to um build an army with it. But yeah, I mean this guy, he's fine, but his knees are a little loose. A good portion of his shin, this lower leg portion, is all clear plastic. So I wonder about the durability of it. I do like that I don't know why I switched the camera back. Um, I do like that he's got ankle rocker for some additional posability, but his feet are too damn big. It's I don't know, the proportions on him are kind of weird, and his knees are kinda loose, or at least on my copy. Um, which again, not specifically bad, but I would be lying to you if I didn't say I wasn't just a little disappointed with this guy. The white is a little too striking for my taste. I think I would prefer a little more gray, and I do like the color. I do like the more indigo, um, and I like it because it's different than blue sideswipe, blue deep cover. I did a picture with the two of them together a little bit ago, and so I do kind of like how they look together. But yeah, um, I don't know exactly what I was looking for in this figure, but I don't know if I found it. Um, again, he's fun, he's okay, but does not blow my hair back. The masterpiece version of this, MP18B, is is terrific. I love that, and I think the difference is the white versus the gray. He's got all on the masterpiece version. It's all grayed out, and the same silver there. Um, I have a very specific color palette that I'm super into, and between this character and Blue Deep Cover, it's got me covered. I would, I wonder sometimes if I should do, like, a separate collection of just characters that are, blue, black, gray, silver, and occasionally white, but more it's the blue, black, and silver. Like I said, the white kind of throws that off a little bit. Whereas that blue deep cover, he's got the blue, the black accents, the gray, and the silver in the form of the battle damage. So I really like that figure. I'm not talking about that figure. He's over on my shelf over there. I'm not gonna go grab him. But anyway, so yeah, so Silver Streak, he's fine. I do think it's interesting that they did him in Buzzworthy as the Target exclusive instead of uh, Generation Selects, which I think we all thought that's what was going to happen to him. I didn't even talk about the door wings. Jeez, I keep saying, "Oh, he's fine," but the thing that really gets my imagination about the Dotson mold, why I liked those versions of the characters, the animation models specifically, is because of the door wings. I think door wings on ground pounders on cars and vehicles is probably my very favorite Transformers thing. I don't know. There's just something about doors presenting as wings that that screams. It's very Transformers to me. So when I think of Transformers and like my favorite um character body types, it always comes back to body styles like this where it's very visible and prominent car parts, where it's like headlights, bumpers, tires, fenders, tail lights, all this other stuff. So that I don't know why I'm not in love with this figure, because it should be everything I want it to be. It's the right color scheme. The face sculpt is great. I mean, it looks basically like the masterpiece head. Um, I don't know why this figure doesn't do it for me. And it's not because it's bad, but yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I think I still need to think about it for some more, but yeah, he's fine. Okay, I'm done talking about this dude. I'm gonna set him in the done pile. Let me see. Um, I'll switch my camera back. So next up, I have Bumblebee movie sound wave, and I'm gonna open him on a different day. So he's here, it's him, he's here, but I'm actually gonna put that back on the table, and we'll deal with him later. Um, what do we want to do next? I kinda did myself a disservice in the way that I stacked my boxes because, um, all the TF Con stuff is kind of down at the bottom. Oh, well, hey, here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna move these boxes, and I'm just gonna do a very quick, "Hey, man, here's all my TF Con stuff." Okay. Oh, what else? Oh, and I got that. Yeah, good. Okay. So, really bothers me that my laptop is here. I'm gonna see if I can angle my camera a little better. That better? No. Okay. So, one second. These don't present very well in this lighting. Hang on. Oh, is that actually accidentally better? No. Okay. So I got a bunch of stickers here. Um, okay. Hang on. I think since it's getting darker outside, my lighting is changing. Give me a sec. I'm going to turn off or turn on the lights. No, that is no better. Okay. Like how I'm just messing with lighting in real time here. Yeah, these don't present very well. I apologize. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that separately at a different time because yeah, these the stickers just don't look very good in this lighting. I'll go back to the drawing board on that. Okay, so I did get a handful of things at TF Con. Um, I've talked about my alternators collection. I have not messed around with Vinyl Tech until now. Got myself a this is Alert from the Vinyl Tech Asterisk series, and it's basically the Subaru, no, wait a minute. Yeah, no, so this is the Subaru Impreza mold, that smoke screen and, God, who else? Ricochet and a couple other characters that should not have the Datsun mold, um, ported over to the Subaru mold. The die cast is super heavy. This particular copy has a little bit of paint chipping on it, but that's fine. I got a really good price on it, and now that I have something from the Deep Cuts Vinyl Tech line, I don't know if that means I'm going to get more or not, but it's a cool figure. It's a lot of fun. Um, also got copy of the Stan Bush Dare to Dream physical CD. So that's fun. Yeah, my lighting is so bad now. So I grabbed this the Livio Ramadelli sketchbook, which was Livio's a cool dude. But yeah, so he put out a pencil to color comparison book that's a ton of fun. So while I was there at TFCon and visiting with Levio, I also met Tyler Blazinski, who was the writer of the Constructicons Rising series and autographed a bunch of comics. Um, so Nick, I know you're long gone, but I did have some comics actually. Um, Including a issue of GI Joe from Andrew Griffith, where he introduces a new character, more Constructicons Rising there. Okay, so there's that. Okay. And then the last thing I want to show you from TFCon here is my Transformers the movie vinyl record signed by Vince DiCola. It's still in the bag. Obviously, the bag's been open, but it's the 180 gram audiophile vinyl. It says very, very cool. So so here's what I'm going to do, folks. I am actually going to end the stream now, and then I am going to take 5. I think I'm going to refill my drink and maybe hit the restroom. And then that's way too much information for you. But then I'm going to readjust some stuff, and then I'm going to unbox some more stuff. And I'll be back. So if this is your point to punch out, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again